Welcome to Tech Blueprint, a window that lets you know the latest technology news in the world. Nvidia CEO promised Trump that he would build an AI data center in the United States, and in the next 4 years, he will cooperate with TSMC and other manufacturers to create a local production infrastructure with a value of $500 billion for the United States. The United States will suspend the Nvidia H20 chip, which was formulated for several months and expected to be implemented last week, claiming that Nvidia can currently ship H20 chips to restricted countries without submitting any applications. In this context, the US media generally believed that Nvidia H20 was lifted, and Nvidia's stock price rebounded. At the same time, the number of H20 chip orders soared, especially from Chinese manufacturers. According to reports, in the first 3 months of this year, Chinese manufacturers placed at least $16 billion in H20 chip orders with Nvidia, and continued to express a strong desire to purchase. Although neither the White House nor Nvidia responded to the matter, from the perspective of the situation, this news still gave outside manufacturers a reassurance. But China never thought that this might end up in vain. According to an 8K document submitted by Nvidia to the United States in the early morning of April 16, they have received a future indefinite ban on H20 chips from the United States, and will not be able to ship them to China and multiple countries smoothly unless they obtain a license. According to the media interpretation, the fundamental reason why the United States must obtain a license from Nvidia is because it is afraid of the risk that related products may be diverted to use in Chinese supercomputers. In layman's terms, H20 has been completely banned. In fact, China should have been mentally prepared for the comprehensive ban of H20. After all, in the past few months, the US semiconductor team has frequently reported that it wants to restrict Nvidia's H20, and at the beginning of this year, many American technology giants have also proactively submitted reports on the rapid development of China's AI, and the subtext is that it is time to stop it. In this panic situation, domestic manufacturers began to stock up on H20 frantically, but judging from the current demand, the $16 billion chip order is obviously not enough. The most important thing is that the orders placed are also likely to be unable to be received smoothly due to the subsequent ban. In this context, what did Nvidia do? It deliberately kept it secret for the full ban. According to industry insiders, Nvidia did not warn its main customers in advance that the United States was about to update its export rules, which should have been a week in advance. But Nvidia only hastily revealed this in the report recently. In addition, Nvidia's sales team in China did not even receive Nvidia's advance notice. In other words, all this was done without telling Chinese customers in their main market, including the exclusion of the Chinese sales team. After that, some media asked Nvidia about this matter, and Nvidia refused to comment on it. The lack of attitude just proves that this matter is inseparable from them. Looking back carefully at the rounds of restrictions imposed by the United States over the years, except for the urgent issue of tariffs, most of the other parts are to notify companies in advance, and the relevant ban will be issued weeks or even months after the companies learn about it. But this time, Nvidia did not reveal any wind at all and directly handed in the ban document. According to the author's analysis, there may be three reasons why Nvidia did this. The first is that the United States wants to catch Chinese manufacturers off guard and requires Nvidia not to leak the news. In the past, many analysts believed that the unrestricted H20 may lead to frequent benefits for the Chinese AI market. Given that they have always been eyeing the development of Chinese semiconductor AI, China cannot rule out subjective factors. In addition, Nvidia's stock price does not want to fall again and again. Since the United States began to use tariffs, many American companies have had a hard time, including Nvidia. As one of Nvidia's main markets, if the Chinese market is hit by the ban, Nvidia's stock price is likely to continue to fall. The third point is naturally to want Chinese manufacturers to stock up more. In the past, in order to cope with the sudden ban, Chinese manufacturers would choose to stock up a lot of goods when the demand could not be met by domestic manufacturers. It's just that because of the previous experience of placing orders, but not being able to receive the goods, many manufacturers are not as crazy as before. To put it simply, it depends on the other party's attitude. If the other party really wants to loosen up, then China can continue to place additional orders. Sure enough, after the uncertain news of loosening up on H20 came from the United States, domestic manufacturers increased their orders for H20. It can be seen that keeping it secret is very beneficial to Nvidia, but it may be dumbfounded for Chinese manufacturers. On the one hand, China needs to bear the risk of being unable to deliver, or delivering late in the future, and either will be hit to a certain extent. On the other hand, the ban came suddenly, and they had no way to snatch the chips from the corresponding domestic chip manufacturers in a short time, and they may also face a situation of chip supply interruption in the future. In general, if Nvidia really knew about this, but did not give advance notice, it would be a bit unkind, and it would not even give Chinese manufacturers a chance to buffer. For such companies, as long as domestic chips can be fully replaced, they will be the first to be kicked out.